What's up, guys? Welcome to Tending with Tyler. It is another winter wonderland out in Muskoka today. So since last episode, we've got an additional 3 feet of snow, and we are getting hammered again today, as you can see. It's been crazy. So our seasonal snowfall amount is over 10 feet now. And clearly it's settled a bit, but yeah, that's an impressive amount of snow. So it's gonna be 0 degrees all day today with this snow. So I'm gonna get absolutely drenched. And then it's dropping to minus 27 tonight. So we're gonna have to be well prepared for a freezing cold night. We are staying in the Pomoly Stove Hut. It's finally time to test that guy out. I would have liked to go farther up the mountain, but this snow is so packy and I'm sinking almost to my knees even with snowshoes. I'm already halfway beat and I still have to dig out and set up. So we didn't go as far today, but it's still gonna be a great night. So without further ado, let's get at it. I'm gonna dig this thing right down to the ground. Because of the tent pegs that come with it and the way this thing pitches, I want it to be super, super pegged down for the amount of snow we're gonna get over the next 12 hours. So let's get to it. Well, guys, I just had to get out of that snow for a few minutes. It is snowing pretty good out there and it is wet. I am thoroughly soaked. You know, that's the biggest problem about camping this time of year. Probably the most dangerous thing too is, you know, it's 0 degrees during the day, so you're out and you get some firewood, you get camp set up, you're having fun, you get absolutely drenched, and then nighttime it drops to minus 27. So that is when it can be dangerous. Luckily, we have a nice little hot tent and a great stove to keep us warm tonight, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. As you guys saw, that corner back here, I tore when I was actually setting up the tent. I was just giving it a little bit of tension and it just went. So I'm definitely gonna have to contact Pomoly about that. I don't know what's up with that. It's actually torn below where the stitching is, so there's definitely some sort of manufacturer defect with that. So I'll keep you posted on that. That sucks, but it is what it is. That's life. Yeah, so we're gonna get the cot set up. We are gonna get the stove set up, get a fire going, and see if I can warm up and dry off a bit. Now that I'm not moving, I'm actually getting a bit of a chill, so we better get moving. So you saw my last video, this is the Pomoly T1 Mini, so the smallest titanium fast fold they make. And so far I'm really liking it. I apologize if my shots aren't as good as they normally are. I just do not have the room to position the camera differently. You're down at that end, and you're stuck down there. Cheers, my friends. Oh yeah. Whew. That's ice cold. Wow, I almost can't hold on to it, it's so cold. Oh, I didn't realize how cold I was. It's starting to warm up in here really nice. I've only got probably about an hour and a half worth of wood here. So I'm gonna have to go out once I kind of warm my bones up and find a good supply of firewood to last the night. Whew. Well, we battened down the hatches, guys. It is getting cold out there. Oh, and I'm still pretty wet, so I'm definitely feeling the chill. Oh. Oh. Hopefully that is enough wood to last the night. I'm skeptical, but I'm honestly just too cold to keep getting more wood. If I have to, I'll just curl up in my -37 sleeping bag and keep warm. For now, we're gonna call that good. It's, yeah, it's wet and cold out there. Cheers, my friends. I'm in my second jacket that I brought with me. I knew it was going to be wet, so I brought 2 jackets. I should have brought more clothing. I brought some pajamas to sleep in, but I didn't bring any extra shirts, and I'm still pretty wet. But hopefully, now that it's getting pretty warm in here, I can dry off my upper body, so I'll be dry by the time bedtime rolls around. Welcome back, folks. Cheers. This day is starting to get away from me. It is currently 5 p.m. It's starting to get dark out. After I got the firewood, I've just been spending the past couple hours actually trying to get warm. I'm at the point now where my core is cold. So even though it is fairly warm in here, I'm still having trouble keeping warm. Having a bit of the shivers. It's -10 out, so it's not super cold. But yeah, because I'm so wet and damp, it's just hard for my body to regulate its temperature back up to something comfortable. And this is why having a reliable, dedicated sleep system is probably the most important part about hot tenting. You can have a fancy stove and a fancy tent, but at the end of the day, it is your sleep system that you have to rely on. So having a good sleeping bag and a high value insulated sleep pad is imperative. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna crawl into the sleeping bag and warm up and sleep fine. Even if the stove goes out and it's minus 27, my minus 37 sleeping bag will keep me toasty and warm. It is so important. You can get a budget tent such as this one, which is $100, a budget stove. At the end of the day, never settle for a budget sleeping bag or sleeping pad. Go for the good. Buy once, cry once. Because at the end of the day, even though I'm fairly close to getting out, your life depends on a good sleep system. No questions asked. So, yeah, I've just been having a couple sips of my vodka and trying to warm up. It's just about dinner time. I've just been strumming on the old ukulele. This is not a bad little ukulele. I got it for like 50 bucks on Amazon. And it's just plywood. It's a piece of junk, but it sounds not bad. Like, not bad for a $50 ukulele. I used to play, quite a while ago, and I got into music. I thought with all the spare time I have while I'm hot tenting and camping, why not bring a little tough little instrument that I can just strum on when I get bored in between shooting. So yeah, not a bad little buy. Not bad. This is Hurricane? H-R-I-Cane. Yeah, 50 bucks on Amazon. Something to do. Just spilt all over the floor, but that doesn't matter because everything is still soaked anyway. For dinner tonight, we've got Kathmandu style curry. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I've never tried this before. Hopefully it's pretty decent. Yep, that smells like curry. Woo! Oh dear. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's some powerful stuff. Wow. I mean, it smells good. I'm gonna let that boil up, guys, and oh shoot, excuse me. Oh yeah, let's just stick our nose in a bag of curry and inhale. That's Smart idea. Oh, I'm gonna let that boil up. I'm gonna set up my fire tablet and maybe watch some Hell's Kitchen, maybe throw on a movie and just start relaxing. Well, as you can see, guys, I've kind of shifted my cot over a bit, trying to stay away from these outer walls. The condensation is absolutely horrible. And I would have thought it would have evaporated a lot quicker from the heat of the stove. But from my breath and the wet floor that will not dry because it's a bathtub, it is just, it's dripping on me, which is bad news, especially in the winter. I'm not sure. Here, I'll bring you a bit closer to see if you can kind of see what I mean. Like that is just sopping wet. And that's running down the sides. So it's super easy for me at night to roll off to the side and just have the sleeping bag brush the side of the tent. And you do that, 15, 20 times. If you toss a lot in your sleeping bag's absolutely drenched. So that is not good. Oh, that is spicy. Wow. That is definitely nothing but curry. Woo! Dear. Huh. Needs a few more minutes for sure. Anyway, it's the last beer of the night. Cheers, my friends. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. There's not much a good beer can't cure. I'm gonna settle in, eat dinner, throw on a movie, and relax for a bit. I'll bring you guys back when it's time for bed. There's not much for you to see here. I'm just gonna be hunkering down. I'm drying out a little bit now, so hopefully by bedtime I will be nice and dry and comfortable, but we'll see. Hey guys, it is just about bedtime. I've moved the cot to the center of this tent and I don't even have enough room to put a tripod down. Everything is soaking wet. I tried to set up my sleeping bag and my pad, as you can see here, and just the sleeping bag brushing up on the side is just, it's drenched up by the head. It's still dripping in here. I'm just gonna call it a night, crawl in bed, and hope that I don't get too wet. It's just, it is what it is. And yeah, I'm gonna wait till morning. Just the waiting game at this point. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you in the morning. So the moisture in this tent was so bad that it was dripping all over me and my sleeping bag. It was just crazy. So I'm not sure if not having the bottom of the tent pulled out tight because it tore was affecting the ability for the tent to vent. But that is just ridiculous. And granted, everything inside was very wet. So, that's also giving off moisture, but with that stove wide open, I could not dry out anything in there. Even the ceiling. The ceiling was still just dripping wet. Crazy. As you saw, ice build up all over the sleeping bag, the walls, just water everywhere. So this is probably going to be my first and last overnight trip with this tent. Does not perform as well as I was expecting it to. I definitely don't want to be hauling something that I can't rely on way into the bush and not being able to get out if things go bad. So I mean, I do like the design of the tent. I think vents in the top ridges would go a long way for controlling condensation. And as I said earlier, it's possible that in the newer versions of this tent they added venting. So I'm gonna look into that and see. In the meantime, I'm just throwing everything out, drag it loose all the way to the car and dry it out at home because everything is just sopping wet. Anyways, I'm gonna get to it. I am frozen and really looking forward to a hot shower. Cheers, folks.